Happy Sunday! Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Won't be long before football comes back, and that's always my Sunday thing. Welcome, welcome. It is a glorious day outside weather-wise. If I could, I'd be streaming outside, but it's just it would be just me on the phone in my face, and maybe I don't know. It really doesn't work. Plus, I'm tied to the house by the internet. I can't go wandering around, which is what I would love to do. I would love to be able to wander around and stream and show you some of my property because we have 15 acres, two creeks, hundreds of trees, big, small, trash, you know, just in general. I love where I live. I love the country, and I would love to share it. Now, our phone service only works in the house because of it uses the internet, right? We don't even have good phone service, so it's not like I could depend on my phone service to do the streaming. I might be able to, when I go down to my mom's, I might be able to stream down there through the phone service because she doesn't have internet, but we have phone service. So I don't know. Um, Unfortunately, it just doesn't seem to be I can do anything but sit here in front of this computer. So here I am. And my apologies. Let's start over. Hello. Can you hear me now? I apologize if that was quiet. Um, you didn't miss that much. I was talking about the fact that I can't walk around with my phone outside to try and use Twitch and stream with the phone service here at the house. Hi, Kay. Because the phone service only works with the internet, and the internet only runs into the house through our internet service line. So I am stuck in front of this computer to stream if I want to stream, even on days that are absolutely perfectly glorious outside, which is one of is going on today. I did do some mowing today. I sat on the porch this morning for the last two mornings and got a whole bunch of fiber picked open. And it was a Shetland, and it was three different colors, and it was just really wonderful to work with. It just puffed up really beautiful. I'm going to be combing it, and so I have three colors of blues, and I am thinking about um, the comb top making a lacy looking vest, and out of the waste from the comb, which will be a lot, drum carding what I can, and then just making chunky whatever, scarves, hats, that sort of thing. So I was picking that fiber open this morning and yesterday on my porch. And both days have been wonderful. We're going to have another one tomorrow, and then it's going to get back to the heat wave. So next week I will be inside all week. I'm going to spend today. You know how when you have a desk job, okay, your job is a desk job, and you walk in on the morning, to do your 8 hours of work, and your desk is just like piled with work. That's my fiber life, right? I have so many things going on fiber wise in so many places, and it's all okay with me, but I have to be careful not to overwhelm my hubby with it, because it's just like everywhere, right? But there's so many processes for the fiber before I get it to yarn, besides first washing the fiber. And then if I need to pick it open before I drum card or comb it and then spin it, or maybe there's a dyeing in there, process somewhere along the line. So yeah, there's so many steps, and each area of the house has one of those steps. My drum carter is in the dining room. My new combing system's here, which I'm going to keep it here as long as I have this stable. Once my houseplants come back, my peace lilies come back, I might have to cave and do this somewhere else. My spinning wheel is here, but my spinning wheel is also in the living room. I have a second one. I work on the porch, and so the fiber that I'm picking apart lives in the hall, right by the back door, by the front door. Actually, it's a front door on the porch to go out to the porch. Uh, and then I have a reclining chair, and I keep behind my reclining chair the fleeces that need washed so that I can grab those after they're squirted out and everything and keep the washing going. So this is my job, right? And this is my desk. My whole house is my desk. Anyway, I am spinning Malabrigo today. I started it at the end of the last stream, and I am going to just work on that. But then I also have a single to chain ply of something else, and I have two bats to spin. One is a black Shetland, and one is the unknown ewe lamb that I want to spin just sample skeins. So I have lots of spinning that probably you will be seeing over this next week as I get worked through these bits and pieces that are hanging around my desk. Let me go to, I hope you don't mind. I put the camera back up where it was. I look far away. You don't get a real close picture of me, which I don't mind, but I didn't like the way it was last week, last stream, because I kept looking. I needed to look straight ahead here, and I kept looking to the computer. I can't get away without not looking at the monitor, so I put it back up there, which makes me look further away than I am. I am in the process of stripping out this Malabrigo noob, and I got most of it done. Made little nests over here. I haven't drafted it yet, but I was doing this, getting ready to spin, and all of this that I'm going to be working on, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these lengths go on this bobbin, because after I do that, then I have another Malabrigo, and it's this, and I'm going to be spinning the purple to ply with it. That's going to be pretty. So there's a lot of Malabrigo, and it's very, very soft, but I also find that it's a little hard to draft. It's like top, and it's merino, and it's a real fine merino, and what it does is kind of goes the staple length and then falls apart. It won't hold together as a strip while I'm drafting. So I have to be very gentle with the drafting. And I thought at first it might have been some of the dye work on it, but I really do think that it's not really sticky. It's compacted, and I believe it's how they process it into their units to be sold, and that whatever they use for that has made it somewhat compacted. Are you working today, Kay? You have the weekend off. Happy Father's Day to all of you fathers. May you have a wonderful, peaceful, quiet day, or as much rowdiness with your kids as you want. I have no idea what my grandson is up to with his dad today. Haven't talked to him. This bobbin rattles a little bit. It will stop that here after I get some weight on it.
You worked yesterday. You're off today. And you have lovely weather too. Even a day off is lovely, whatever you mean, but it is so nice here. We actually were yesterday, we're going to go to a winery and listen to music and drink some wine, but we didn't. We decided to stay home. We have been really going a lot this last week. We went into town Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and so I think we were both ready to just call it let's stay home weekend. This is a 1 ounce sample. The purple that I'll spin to go with it also is an ounce. And therefore, it's spinning thin, but it's not going to make that big of a skein. Probably after I spin this, I will chain ply the single so that I can empty one of the bobbins. Let's see, I have, yeah, this will make 3 of the 5 bobbins full. I need to make sure I empty them, or I'll end up having to ply on something else. I washed just a small part of a fleece that I divided in 3 parts, and the 3 parts was half of, it was a big fleece. I got this last fall when I went to SAF, okay, and I divided the good stuff in half so I can wash those halves separately, and then I had skirtings that there's going to be a little bit of usable in there, but it really is a lot of short stuff, and I don't know. It washed up nice, and the 1/2 of the big separation is also done, so I'm 2/3 done with that. But the half that is left to wash, I'm going to have to split. I need to move this. It's traveling on down the bobbin. That's not good. But my main focus has been processing, because once July 1st comes, I don't want to be processing anymore. I need more twist in this. This isn't twisting as much as it needs to. Because of the Tour de France, Tour de Fleece, I just want to spin. Okay. Let me pre-draft this. Both of these. A couple ahead of time here now. Just get my drafting done. The reason I said my cat may join me, he is in the house, he's downstairs, and I went ahead and left the door open enough that a cat can get in. I haven't done that for a long time. And a lot of it is because My husband is watching TV, and if I don't close the door, you can hear it. But he's outside today. Poor man is trying to keep the mowers running. We went and got a gas line filler because that was the cheapest and quickest and easiest. But when he went and bought the filler, the guy that he bought at the parts place said, you know, it might be the pump. So I have a feeling that we're going to be going back and getting a pump. Gas line pump. Are you spinning or knitting today, Kay? Oops. Oh, this is not wanting to. I think I'll split this again. You're knitting right now. Bouncing back and forth between the socks and some hand warmers to use up some yarn. Okay. I have been knitting on a commercial kit baby blanket. I talked about it before. I got it from Mary Maxim, and the yarn is making a pattern of a row of very impressionistic little pink flowers. It's a white blanket. And it's got stripes of pink yarn occasionally. So really it's for a little girl. It could be, quite honestly, a lap warmer for a lady, an older lady, which, I qualify for that, don't I? I think I do. But it is mindless knitting. There's no need to check the pattern at all. I just knit one side, purl the other side. So very good TV knitting. Or if I'm watching something on Twitch, or if I'm watching Amazon Prime on my pad. Because, I've got tons of patterns in books and everything, but I just tend to go to Knit Companion when I want to knit. I was at our bookstore. Good mindless knit, yeah. I was at the bookstore. It's called Half Price, and they have, of course, their crafts area where they have all the knitting books. And there was a gorgeous book of, I mean, it had beautiful things to knit, clothing, shawls and sweaters and socks, and it all was graph. You know, you have the graft and either copy the graft or have the book and open while you're knitting. It just dawned on me, I'm not going to use it. There was absolutely no reason why I should buy it, even though I loved everything that was in it. I wouldn't knit from a book. I'm like, why are you looking at the books then? Well, duh, I like books. Can't help it. I didn't buy it though. At least I'm aware now that it's not really how I knit anymore. Get this. I hate it when the single pops up ahead and it's all loose and it doesn't wind right. Get it trimmed. I have a little bit there and I'm trying to get it packed down with the next layer here. Oops, see, this is what I'm talking about, this Malabrigo. Um, so the big clump, yeah, I don't think you can see it. This really thins out down here, but this is a great big clump. And the reason is because all of the staple of that merino ended at the same time when they were running this into top, right? And when it does that, of course, then it all wants to spin together and end all at the same time. That makes a very thick spot in the yarn, in the single. And merino top is notorious for it. It's one of the reasons I don't have merino as my favorite to spin. Oh, this Shetland, I saved some sample locks. Those locks were so long. And when I originally did the dyeing, I really was going to pull locks out and do lock spinning. It would have taken me years to spin that if I had to comb those locks with the dog comb, which is what you have to do to spin a lock. So I gave up on that idea. They were perfect for it. They were open and very low crimp, not at all compacted, not a pointed tip in sight, and as blocky as can be. So Friday, I went into town. I dropped my hubby off at his parents' house. His parents are both deceased. His brother lives there, and there was repair work to be done. So hubby went in to do that. And near there is the house of my best spinning knitting buddy. She was part of the group that for years and years and years while I was working would meet on Tuesday evenings, and there were about 6 of us. 3 were coming from the Indiana State, which is across the river, and was more of a drive for them. And my daughter would occasionally come, and my friend was part of that. I didn't always get to go while I was working. It was so frustrating to me. The fun part was it was held at a bookstore, at a Barnes & Noble. So we'd go to the coffee shop and always get coffee and go grab all the books off the shelf that we hadn't seen yet that were knitting and the occasional spinning book that they had, right? And look at those, check out the magazines. If I looked at a magazine, I almost always bought it. I very rarely put a magazine back, but I would put a lot of books back. Just because of the cost. But anyway, the pandemic came, and we didn't even keep up on Zoom or anything like that because the one lady didn't have internet, and it just it has fallen apart, but I have stayed in touch with the friend that is in town here. Then her house is very near, like I said, hubby's home, um, childhood home. So that's when we get together when he has to do something. Well, she recently lost her mother too. I lost mom almost a year ago. She lost her mom this last March. And so we are both dealing with having that second home. And hers is 14 houses away from her first home. Mine is 1,600 miles away from my first home. So the first words I said to her when I walked in is, "Do you know how jealous I am?" Yeah. I have to consider my mom's home a vacation home because it is a big trip to go down there. You have to go and stay for a while. Anyway, I had a wonderful time. I showed her my combing system that I have just bought, the Pixie Claws, and I even made her comb, right? I made her do some of it. But that was fun. And then she has moved most everything of her fiber work to the great room of her mother's house. So when I walked into that great room, there are 2 great wheels in the great room. She has 2 great wheels. She has 2 full-size spinning wheels that are like CPWs, although only one of them is, I think, a CPW. She has electric spinning wheel. She has, it's a little kick hat box or kick. I forget what that one is called. She has a lot of spinning wheels, and they're all down there in this great room. And I sat and combed fiber. We set it up on her table there, and she did, was spinning on her great wheel, and we were just talking away. It was wonderful. It really is. I'm looking forward to more visits like that, and I'm sure we will. She told me to tell hubby to find lots of things to fix on his house. I thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, she still works. She's younger than I am by 10 years, I think. But let's see here. I'll make sure I get this started right. But a lot of her job is connected with the school year. So she isn't really actually working right now, or she's on some kind of leave. I'm not sure which, but she's not working right now. And of course, I can go in and see her anytime without hubby. It's just since he can't drive, I always make sure I offer if he wants to go into town, and I always offer and see if he wants to do something. it looks like I have a ton of stuff ready to spin for Turtle Fleece, but the truth is that it's all uh, 3/4 of it are bats, and have been putting them in Rubbermaid tubs and boxes so they don't get squished, right? That's how I'm storing them. So I have all this uh, stack of that ready to spin. I don't know. It'll take me the 3 weeks of the tour, I think, to spin what I have ready now. I've been doing so much processing, I've made no gain on my stash dash. Uh, I'm not. I think I put myself in the 7K, but I'm not real worried about it because I know my spinning's coming. I also took my Nano with me and actually spun a little bit of Handcomb top while I was there too, while she was combing or spinning on her great wheel. Isn't that a visual sight to think about, right? A great wheel and a Nano. It's like a hen and chick. Oh, I saw. Okay, my across the street neighbor at the end of my lane and across the street is actually a pay lake. Okay, it's a pay fishing lake, and they have ducks, and the ducks are wild. I mean, but they're not your standard ducks. They're the Mechanizers or whatever they are. They're black, and when we left Friday to go into town and drove to the end of the lane, I saw the two ducks walking around the neighbor's front yard and pointed them out to hubby, and while I was watching the one duck, I said, "Well, it looks like that duck has a white tail, like it's got white on its tail or something." And then I noticed that, well, the quote unquote tail dropped to the ground and it laid an egg and just kept right on walking and laid another egg and kept right on. I mean, it was just popping them out while it was walking around the front yard. I didn't know they would do that. I always thought that they would, you know, understand that this belongs in a nest and only lay eggs sitting down in a nest. I didn't know they'd lay eggs walking around. I mean, it looked like, I was laughing. I said, it looks like an Easter egg hunt. There were white eggs. There were 7 white eggs laying around there. Now, we noticed the next day they were gone. Now, I don't know if the duck actually put them somewhere and they're sitting on them, or they do have dogs. If the dogs got them, the eggs, and ate them, or if the person who lives there picked them up and is eating them. But I was like, I have never seen any bird lay an egg. For all the years I've lived in the country or had chickens and all of that, I've never actually seen an egg pop out of a bird. Good size eggs, too. Duck eggs. This fiber is so muted, it's not real. The light really rinses it out, washes it out, and it's really pretty though. But it doesn't look like much on the. It looks very, very pastel on the camera, and it's not. It's not jewel tone, but it's muted and very heathery looking because there's so many colors combining there. My eyes are burning and itchy. I did not wear any kind of sunglasses or anything, and it was dry and windy, and the grass and dust was blowing in my eyes when I was mowing. I don't know, I was just lazy, I guess, but I'm paying for it. They're really itchy. This colorway is known as Archangel, which, okay, whatever. Oh, I am bidding on another lot from our local auction house. And this collector had lots of old books. So unfortunately, that's a kind of a weakness. I love old books. So I've bid on 2 lots for that. And the person was a diorama, miniature diorama creator. Had all sorts of these boxes of dioramas, which are kind of like, you're doing dollhouse size, but you're making one specific theme. And there was one that was called the Christmas Tavern. And I thought that looked really cute, so I went ahead and got that. That's something I'd put out at Christmas time. I may not get it because there's 5 days left and I can be outbid. You set your maximum, and that's the only way to do it. You can't get caught up in bidding on and on and on. You gotta decide what it's worth to you and not bid over that, which is how I do it. I'd like to get the books. They look really neat. Oh, this is spinning so nice. It really is. Once I have it drafted out, it really spins nice. Except for that, every once in a while when that merino wants to chunk up, but it's really nice. Thank you, Kay. You cross your fingers for me. Oh, I could keep bidding. I just don't dare. I don't want to get into that. I'd get, uh, I'd pay way too much for something if I did that. I love going to real auctions. This is second best, right? I enjoy this a lot because it's all online, but I love real auctions. Those are a ball to go to, especially a good country auction. This table that's right here beside me, which you can't see, is a wood table that has an inlay on the top. They're card table size, they're game table. The legs fold up so that you can store them flat. But, and I got two of them. I went to a real country auction and I saw these two tables, and actually there were 3 or 4 of these tables, and I knew I really wanted one of these tables. So I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited. It was like almost at the end before they finally got to these tables. And when they did, what they did is typical for auction. They say, okay, we're auctioning for your pick. Because the tables had different patterns on the top and that sort of thing. They're dark and light wood inlay. And, so they auction off and come up with a price, and somebody outbid me. And I'm holding my breath to see if they were going to take all of them, and they only took one. I'm like, okay, good. So we started over. The price ended. I won. And I don't remember how much less. I don't remember if we went to the same price or... I really don't remember. It's been a long time ago. But I remember that once I won, I said, I'm taking 2. And I took 2 of them. I think I paid $35 a piece, if I remember right. But anyway, I have 2 of them. One is currently in my room upstairs, my craft room upstairs. And this one I normally store behind a buffet, but I got it out to set up the combing system on. They're like card tables, except they're more a piece of furniture. I don't have a regular card table. Never bought one. Never was given one. But that's the problem with going to a real auction, because you get your eye on something, you got to wait till it comes up. On an online auction like this, of course, you can look at everything all at once, and that's really, really nice. They have it where you click a drop-down box and it'll say jewelry, or it'll say clothing, or it'll say appliances, or right? You can pick exactly what you want to look at. It's really nice. There used to be an auction house not too far up the road from me where I live here, and they'd have a auction every Thursday night, and this was always just household stuff. I mean, nothing super fancy. They were just selling off household contents. But it was fun to go to. I bought furniture at that one. Things that were... I ended up getting a kitchen table, a pedestal table for $2 because nobody wanted to haul it into there. I had a truck at the time, fortunately, which is why I was buying furniture. But I put that in my kitchen. What else did I get? Anyway, I don't remember right now. I know there was other things. I got some of the, see what it is. It's been a long, long, long time ago, and my first husband got a lot of it when we split the household when we divorced. So that's where some of it went. Chests of drawers and oh yeah, I have a great big chest of drawers up in my craft room. I keep craft supplies in, and I got a mirror. What am I trying to say? I got a mirror vanity stand. Okay, so it had the triple mirror, and then you could put a chair right there, and it just had drawers on the other side. That's upstairs. Got that cheap. I had a thing for furniture there for a while. I had a big house and I was filling it up. Now I can't put anything else in this house. It's too full. But I need to get rid of some of it. I'll probably end up in some auction house auction this stuff in this house, probably. If we ever move out of here, be the best way to clear it out. I'm thirsty today and the water tastes good. Okay, I have 2 more. I might split this one. I don't know. I have 2 more left here. I tell you, for me, there is nothing like sleeping with the window open and it gets down around 50 degrees. It's how I slept. I slept so good last night. That's how I sleep the best. But, you know, last week when it was so hot, and of course what's coming is it wouldn't even hardly go below 80 at night. It was so hot. So I have one more night of good sleep. I cannot believe my cat has not figured out. Of course, it's usually about 5 o'clock. He gets up, he wakes up, and he goes wandering out to the kitchen to see if anybody bothered to put his wet food in the in his bowl. So it's still early. I just thought he'd hear me talking. He usually comes when I'm talking on the phone, sits on my lap. The other thing I have sitting here by my desk is the setup for my blending board, because I have silk, 100% silk, that I tried spinning on the Nano, and it was spinning way too thick. I didn't like it. I am going to self-ply that bobbin. But what I want to do is take the rest of that silk that needs spun and put it on the blending board. I'm not going to blend it with anything else, but I want to pull it into Rologs, because I think the Rologs will, I think they'll spin just so much better. So I got everything here to do that. I don't know if I'll do that on stream Tuesday morning or not. Probably. Should have done it today, because I could still do it, I guess. I'd have to move the camera though. When it gets hot, working with that silk is not good. It's hot. Okay, that's it. I never get enough twist at the end. I don't know. It always undoes itself. Untwists. See if I can get a better color here. I'm gonna go to the other camera. It does colors better. Yeah, except now there's not enough light. So you can see it's muted. It's greens and purples, and it's really a cool color. Maybe I'll try and take a picture of it for Discord. All right. This is a collection of the different kinds of colors to save with the label. I just need a little piece of tape. Oh, it's way in the back. Thank you, Kay. It's nice and soft. All right, I gotta clear. This is a 2-ply. I am going to skein this off. Oh, let me go back to my, you can't see what I'm doing. All right, this is a 2-ply I spun early. It's raspberry. It's Manos de Uruguay. So I want to get that bobbin empty. I want to get my. Do I use 1 or 2? I'll use 1 yard. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hate when it does that. Three, 4, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, I'm going to measure the reps per inch. Now that I'm sort of in the middle of it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 reps per inch. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Oh, I made 50. All right, 51, 50. All right. Okay. That cleared that bobbin. Now I'm going to chain ply another bobbin. You know what? I'm sorry. That is Ashford Corridel. That raspberry I just did. Here's my label. Yeah, Ashford Corridel was that. And I have a green to do. That's also Ashford. That was not Manos. What I'm going to chain ply is Manos. And that's this one here. All right. I gotta straighten things out here so I have room. So the problem with this is going to be that it's pretty thin, and you know, you have to manipulate chain plying a lot, and I'm liable to end up breaking it. My beginnings are always really ugly because of all the loose, unspun, untwisted fiber. Okay, now I'm going to stop, and yes, I have way too much twist, so that means I need more pull in. It's going about as the speed I want, so oops, wait, oh, see, now I'm really twisted. Let me see if I can do some here without, yeah, I've lost my loop. It's all twisted up. Let me see if I can get some of this twist down into the, there we go. I have very untwisted areas in this single. And of course, that doesn't look real good on a chain ply. So you have your loop, you pull from underneath your single and make another loop. That is the chain. Open loop, pull your single through it, travel down. And it's a 3-ply because you're traveling down the 2 sides of the loop and the single, which is your 3 strands. It's a very slow plying process. It's going to take me a while to do this bobbin. And this is only 1 ounce of fiber. But it gives you a lot less yardage than a standard 2-ply. So if you have, you know, a fiber that you're trying to get as much yardage as you can, first of all, don't go for any kind of 3-ply, chain ply or standard 3-ply. Go for a single or a 2-ply. This fiber, this single sat on this bobbin for a week. That's another thing, is I always make sure that it is good and relaxed. And quite honestly, it's better to chain ply on a treadle. You can stop the rotation better than on electric. Pretty though. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Showing the colors just like I want. I always stop. You keep the loop open and the single grabbed underneath it. This is not something you can easily stop. You can do it. All you have to do is keep that loop open over something so it stays open. This yarn looks like cotton. It's very cottony. It's wool, but it does. It's very cottony. And the chain plying really kind of accents that. I'm not sure why, but it does. Makes it look more like cotton. I really keep my eye on this. I know, I'm hardly looking up. For one thing, it can crinkle up with extra twist so that you have, you know, the crinkling in your yarn, or a pigtail or something like that. Uh-oh. Okay. I'll fix this. Too much twist running. Oh man, that was nasty. Big clump. I can't fix that though. If you start pulling on that single, it'll break. If you pull that fiber off, and just have to hide that on the back when I knit with it, or cut the yarn. There it broke. Damn, that's the first. Sorry. Didn't mean to say that. So now what I have to do is start a new loop. And I go back to, I'm going to have one area that is like 6-ply, because I'm going to go back to a good 3-ply here, if I can.